Hello and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant 1 video. Today I'm doing a new news video. Yeah, kind of I watched the last new news video I did. Yeah, like vlog type thing that I did, like this one. Yeah, it's really weird. It's like that vlog. I was like, oh yeah, and I've just taken a week off the YouTube channel, and that now I'm raring to go, like sort of thing. And then this happens. I take 2 months off. Yeah, this is the longest I've had off the YouTube channel. Of this recording, I should add, it's the 28th of June of this recording. Like, I'm recording it that date. Yeah, it's been a pretty interesting day. At Specialist Autism Service, that was fun. I'll be honest, yeah, I just thought, like, these, like, sort of little videos feel like doing Star Trek Captain's Log, type thing, Zap Brannigan, even, sort of thing. Like, like I'm just sort of recording how I'm feeling now and how the day's been and so on and so forth. If you're wondering what the hell that is, it's this thing called an Expando Ball, which I got from the Media Museum. Literally, no, not today, not the day before, but Wednesday, so yeah, Wednesday, so not yesterday, but the day before, even. Yeah, I'm really ecstatically happy that Rick and Morty's coming back in November. I have a few ideas for Rick and Morty videos that I'd really like to do, as well as, obviously, and I always say this, review the actual main show, because I've got the first 3 seasons on Blu-ray right down there. So yeah, I mean, I could space those out, those reviews, like one a month, and that. So yeah, that would be pretty cool. I'm under the assumption, as is most people, I guess, Rick and Morty fans, I would hope that the show's coming back, or when it comes back in November, that it will just be sort of dropped on Netflix. I mean, that's what last time I checked they did on in terms of season 3. So yeah, yeah, that's pretty cool. What else? Oh, video gaming wise, I completed quite a while ago Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker for Wii U. As well as Overcooked 2. I finally completed that back in the beginning of June, I think it was. So yeah, for the Xbox One, so that was pretty cool, completing that, because I got around to, yeah, playing through that, and, as I say, completed it. I know I said on the Facebook page, Doctor's Assistant 1 Facebook page, that I'd be reviewing Spider-Man Into Spider-Verse. I will do that at some point. I'm thinking maybe in August. I'll do that in August. Because I've got a different film in mind for July, and that. So yeah, I'll do that film in July, and then August do Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Yeah, I mean, I just mainly took a 2-month break off YouTube and uploading specifically to YouTube videos, because I was still kind of sort of active on YouTube, in so much as, viewing other people's content that I subscribe to, as well as here and there commenting on videos and that, which I didn't do a shit ton of, or a lot anyway, as it were, and that, and yeah, I mean, yeah, I have in mind what my next classic Doctor Who review is, and that, which, of this recording, it's Friday, so it'll be probably Thursday that I will post on the Facebook group an image of said, an image of said episode that I'm gonna review, and that, but yeah, I feel kind of weird in so much as, like, I specifically remember the last Big Finish audio episode and story that I'd reviewed was Warlock's Cross, which I didn't enjoy, and it's kind of weird because it makes me just assume that people watching my content will have probably thought, oh, he probably had a bit of a break because, you know, the last story you listened to was just left a bit of a sour taste in his mouth sort of thing. But it's not that, it's just simply, you know, I wanted to get back to just being a fan of Doctor Who and or watching it for just watching its sake, you know, or listening to it for listening's sake or whatever else. And that, so for example, the last Big Finish audio that I listened to was not yesterday, but I think last week. Last week it was an episode called Memory Lane, which I have reviewed on the channel, so that's pretty cool. But yeah. So yeah, I am aware what my next Doctor Who video, or classic Doctor Who video, is going to be. I have already have some plans for two Doctor Who YouTube videos that I want to do in front of the camera. One talking about some news we got, obviously, about Series 12, which, if that isn't already clear enough as to what that is, obviously it'll be about said monsters returning, or certain monsters returning even, which probably gives that away as to what that video will be about. If you're keeping up to date with Doctor Who and that. But yeah, and then also I will do a video about a certain character that I would like to return in Series 12, or just generally return in the near future, as it were, under Jodie Whittaker's era at least. It's a character who, all I will say, is a character who is both in the classic series and the new and that. So it's similar sort of video and format as to the video I did with about, should Captain Jack return to Doctor Who. It'll be like that, but for a different character, basically. So hopefully if you enjoyed that video, you'll enjoy this other one. Also video gaming wise, I've just remembered, I've started playing some of my Nintendo Wii games, which are behind the 360 ones, if you can see. There you go. Started playing through originally. First, I started playing through House of Dead Overkill because I really love that game. Although I didn't transfer my Nintendo Wii information over to the Wii U. So even though the Wii U is backwards compatible, I had to redo the whole game over and that. I was going to try and 100% it, but obviously it's a bit more difficult when you're going from 0 to 100, instead of completing the game to then going back and fine-tuning everything, as it were. But then, after a while, I sort of just was like, you know what, this isn't achievable. And I'm so tired. I moved on to Kirby's Epic Yarn, which was funny because I booted that game up and it only had 7%, and now it's at 47%, which is just bizarre. Gonna record a video tomorrow of a certain collection update video tomorrow, so on Saturday. Autism Bricks was good. It was fun for the most part. Yeah, I mean, I had a headache, but that's to be kind of almost expected, really, when you run out of deuce, because that's my deuce. What the deuce? My flask drinking thingy, my doodad words. But I had a headache and I didn't have any paracetamol or anything to take. So yeah, what was I gonna say? But yeah, I'll be honest, I'm a bit worried as to how transparent I am with these videos, in particular about stuff outside of YouTube and that, in so much as that's kind of why as well I took a bit of a break. Not only because I wanted to just watch Doctor Who and enjoy it, but even more so just generally because I was taking more of a break from Facebook as well. because luckily for me, I'm only on Facebook and YouTube, social media wise. I mean, I have a Pinterest, I have a Tumblr, and I have a Twitter account, but I don't use any of those actively. I'm not really on those, as it were. Whereas, as I say, I am active on YouTube, as you can see, and I am active on Facebook on my personal account, as well as my Doctor's Assistant 1 Facebook group thing. So yeah, I just wanted to take a step back from those things. Got a chance to really sink my teeth into both video games as well as just generally Netflix. As odd and boring as that sounds, as well as 30 Rock. I finally Tina Fey's other, arguably maybe better-ish show than Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't seen Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt for quite a time, or I haven't watched it since it ended, really. Or since the newest episodes came out, which was quite a while ago. But yeah, so I really enjoyed 30 Rock. That was awesome. And that, I mean, I was still posting on my personal Facebook account, as well as sometimes occasionally posting things about stuff on the Doctor's Assistant 1 Facebook group. Like, for example, how I would really like to review Night Thoughts finally on the channel and or around October time, because it looks like a really dark story which would really suit the sort of, of October. I'm under the assumption that's when Luigi's Mansion 3 will obviously come out for Switch, which I cannot actually wait for. Like, I really like the look of that game. The expandable, it expands out like it says in the name, really, and then shrinks back down, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's weird to think that I've constantly said this probably on the channel, but in the future, if I ever actually watch or listen to all of a certain set of Doctor Who stories, I would really like to do overviews of them. What I mean by that, for newer fans, viewers even more so of the channel, what I mean by that is, like, for example, thus far, unfortunately, I've only done one of these videos, which is the series 1 of the 4th Doctor Adventure series. I listened to all 6 of those stories, and then I sort of went, and as I say, I did sort of a ranking. I discussed and talked about the pros and cons of each individual story briefly, in contrast to the individual reviews, and then sort of said what were the highlights of the series, what were the lowlights and not so great parts, as well as the highs. But yeah, so yeah. Also with I got actually I'll probably show you this, but actually it makes more sense. Go over here. I got New Super Mario Bros. 2 today of this recording, which is awesome because I pre-ordered it from Game and that the online store, because they were awesome enough to give me a link to this version and copy of the game. The reason why I'm probably tired, or I've had a headache and whatnot, if anyone in their right mind were curious at all, it's because it's really warm in the UK and in England today, and as I say, we're really not prepared for it and not used to it. Also, I'm trying not to film near where my window is, because there are people outside, because they only materialise when it's actually warm out. And if you think I'm lying about that, it's completely true. So yeah, this is almost like a weird video gaming unboxing video, but not, because I don't do video gaming content on this channel. Although I am gonna maybe try and rectify that? Rectify that moving forward, maybe. I do, as I always say, I really do want more varied content, but it just irritates me sometimes how, even though I'm as passionate as all about a comic book or a video game, whether it's this one in particular, or Splatoon 2, or whatever, that just seems to get buried under the views of, oh, this is Doctor Who and that, and or Doctor Who channel, and so the Doctor Who videos get the views and that. Because much like VoteSaxon07, I love just nerd culture in general, and I love lots of different things, and I mean, I guess he's got the massive advantage of being called, well, I guess, actually, that's why I think in the past he has tried to change his name, or YouTube channel name, from VoteSaxon07 to other things, because people have very much been like, no, when is your next figure review, action figure review, Doctor Who action figure review even, because that's all you do, and that's all you're allowed to do, and it's like, I get that that's how the algorithm sees it, but people shouldn't see it like that, because people are more than just Doctor Who or Star Wars fans, or, do you know what I mean? Like, for example, as bizarre as this sounds, one of the course coordinators, well, not course coordinators, but tutors on my old games development course used to really like video games, obviously, but football. Going to the pub, socialising with his mates, watching movies, do you know what I mean? Like, he was, well, not a lad's lad, but he liked playing football, he liked playing video games, he liked, as I say, watching movies, so he liked more than just, just video games, or just football. Like, life doesn't work as black and white as the internet does, but I guess that's why a lot of autistic people like it, because that is kind of how our brains work. And operate. But yeah, Super Mario Maker 2 standard case came with 12 months membership for the online, which I'll get back to in a moment, because there's a reason as to why. And then you've got the insides, the innards, as it were. Haven't obviously booted up the game yet, so I can't give you any opinion of said product, as it were. Then you've got this lovely stylus, which when I first saw it online, I'll be honest, I thought it was the pencil. Because when you take the Switch out of the dock, you can make the levels with the stylus, because the Switch has got a touchscreen. So that's awesome. Pencil sharpener, because you get this really oddly shaped pencil. And that, Super Mario Maker 2! And that, and ow, my knees are hurting. And then I also got this really awesome steelbook as well, which then comes with this cover, which comes off as well, I might add. Which is like see-through-y, and that, which is awesome. And then you've got different design on there. So then you're just left with this grid design, and then Luigi on the other side. Oop. And then on the inside you've got this lovely design, which is kind of like the cover design of the standard edition of Super Mario Maker, so the first game, so that's pretty cool. Let me just put this down, right down there, because that's super helpful. Nat. Then you had this giant art book. Oh, well, actually that's a lie. Oop, oh god. Oh my god. This giant book, which at first, I'll be honest, I thought was an art book. But then I opened it up, and it's literally just blank sheets. No, graph paper, because if you can believe it, and this is mental, original Super Mario Bros., the original one, was designed with just graph papers, all the levels. That is madness to me, absolute. And then obviously you've got the lovely Nintendo logo, but yeah, that is just nuts. Like, the computers were so archaic and primitive that, like, they couldn't even make any of this on the computers, like. But now we, as customers, can make our own levels and do what they did on, essentially, as I say, graph paper. Mind blown. Also, I'm going to need to charge this afterwards, after I've done all this. But the reason why I mentioned about the membership thing, online membership thing, is because I already have the membership online, because I play Splatoon 2 a lot, because I'm addicted to that freaking game. So I'm actually going to be giving this to someone at the service, so hopefully that'll be good for them, because bearing in mind they mentioned that they didn't have, or accidentally didn't, or they wanted to pre-order the game with the subscription thing, and then they realised when it was too late that they pre-ordered the non-one with the subscription. So as I say, I've already got Nintendo Online, they don't. This either gives you it for free for the year, or gives you a discount for the year, or from paying the full price for the year subscription. So either way, it's a good thing to have got. He didn't get it, so I'm going to give him said thing, because it's useless to me, and it's a nice thing to do. Fourth Doctor Adventures Series 7, Part 2, the one with Sutek. Update on that, I would really like to try and review it next month, July. However, I'm getting a bit worried that obviously Legacy of Time will just like swoop in and just be like, boom, review me, and that, because I am really hyped for that release, but it's going to be a big ass release, in so much as I am aware that my friend Michael, he said that he didn't want to get it because it just, to him, feels too much like a rehash of Light at the End, which is fine. He's totally valid, totally in his right to air his opinions and or grievances and whatnot, you know. I can't force him to purchase or like something that he doesn't. But I just thought it was a bit odd because, I don't know, one, what else would they do for the 20th anniversary of Big Finish on audio, other than a multi-Doctor story? And, yeah, I mean, for me, unlike him, he's got the limited edition copy of Light at the End, whereas I've only got the standard edition of the Light at the End, the 50th anniversary one. So for me, he might think it's like just a rehash, and to a certain extent I kind of get what he means, because it's like, if he was to also buy it limited edition, then yeah, it really would feel like a bit of a carbon copy for him, whereas for me, unlike him, I've never got any of the limited edition releases for Big Finish thus far, and so for me, not only is it my first Big Finish audio limited edition, but it's also the 20th anniversary of Doctor Who on Big Finish, so it's like a really big, like, you know, on a personal level, it's got a bumped reason as to why I love the idea of getting that one, you know, limited edition, as well as, you know, getting the first limit, or it being 20 years of Doctor Who on Big Finish. I am curious if they're even going to do a standard edition, maybe. I mean, I assume they will. But yeah, I'm curious as to what special features will be packed in, because they always do a really good job of adding a shit ton of extra features and stuff, which I always like. But as I say, I just never get. Because I think Michael, if I'm not mistaken, he'll be able to comment below if he's even watching this, which limited editions he's got. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's got the 10th Doctor Adventures Series 1 limited edition, The Last Adventures, the Colin Baker Last Adventures box set, which was only limited edition. They never did a standard one. Love and War and Damaged Goods, the novel adaptations, limited edition, and Light at the End, limited edition. So he's got 4 of them, so yeah, I'm just looking at the B&M sort of thingy set, because, yeah, they've released images of the new one, the 8th Doctor and Dark Eyes costume, which I cannot wait to pick up and or try and find and or buy, or I want to buy it, but I'm really, like, sort of like, but it'll really piss me off and irk me if I have to do what we did last time, which is buy it on eBay, because scalpers, and that really irritates me. But and then underneath the Super Mario goodness, or Super Mario Maker goodness, we have a copy of Doctor Who magazine, which I flicked through. I haven't really given it much attention as of this recording, but I will definitely be looking at the Barry Letts interview because he's such a cool dude. Yeah, he always seemed pretty cool anyway, and pretty chill in a lot of the interviews that I've seen him in. And you know, other than Philip Hinchcliffe with the sort of Tom Baker years, as well as some of the other people working on Tom's era, he's another person who I think behind the scenes very much made Doctor Who what it is back in the 1970s. And yeah, so I'm super raring to go to read this. And although I'm not getting the 10th season on box set on Blu-ray, I am, as I say, getting Legacy of Time, and then there's the Barry Letts stuff, and then there's behind the scenes stuff about Jon Pertwee as a person and or dad sort of thing, which is always quite interesting. You know more about the man behind the cape or the cravat, as it were, or the frilly shirt. The man behind the frilly shirt, yeah. That could have been his autobiography title. And then lastly, weirdly enough, I got this weird Switch doodad thing from Autism Bricks, or one of the staff let me have that. So that's fun and annoying, I guess. Or could annoy people. But yeah, yeah, I think that's about everything really that I want to talk about right now. Yeah, weird. Nearly a 27-minute video. I'm gonna wrap this up. Thanks for watching. Comment, rate, and subscribe. Yeah, thanks, guys.